Does masturbation affect your mental health? Can we Google that? This one's gonna be tough. No, oh, wrong thing. Cut intro.
No. Let's talk about
mental health.
baby. I've been stressing on patience, this is for real. I've been looking for virtue, looking for feel.
Okay, yeah, an iced coffee. That might be a little bit more suitable for this. But this is, what? No. But this is gonna be a tough video. So buckle up and enjoy. No, seriously, enjoy. Let's have a conversation. So as you can see here, I have the laptop out. Now it has been a hot minute since I have filmed that face kind of describes it. Let's get uncomfortable. I don't know why, like I'm not nervous for this, but I'm already sweating a little bit. That's gross. Are you sweating at home? Let me know down below. These are always very uncomfortable for me, but they're always very entertaining and I love filming them, so I thought I'd give it another go. If you're new to this channel, make sure you go down there, hit the subscribe button, click on that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video, and give the video a like. Now this series, if you're new to the series is called Let's Get Uncomfortable. Now it's not supposed to be about sexual things, but a lot of, well, the viewers and the people watching, as well as yourself, have only submitted sexual questions, statements, or anything. The reason why I created this series is so you guys can ask uncomfortable questions that you are kind of awkward and scared to ask your parents, your loved ones, the ones you're closest to, your friends, your guidance counselor, anything, and I just want to open up the conversation. I'm not a therapist, I am not licensed, I am just a kid with experiences that I share with the world. And if you can relate, or if this is something that you can understand, or if you have a better answer than me, leave them down in the comments down below. Now again, I'm not licensed, these are just my experiences, my opinions, and I just want to open up the conversation because nobody else is. So I had you guys submit anonymous. I can never say that. I'm just gonna take it. Actually, get me a shot. I'll take a shot. Now, I had you guys submit these anonymously. Is that right? I don't know who you are, and you submitted these, and so we're gonna talk about them. Diving in first, the first question is, how do I talk to my parents about my depression without them putting me in therapy? That's actually a really, really good question. The way I did it was not necessarily the best way. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that, but we're not gonna talk about that today. I think the first thing that I have to address right away is that you are scared to be put in therapy. Therapy is very vulnerable, but it is probably the best thing and the number one thing that I recommend for you. I'm talking a lot with my hands. Just because you open up about your depression or your anxiety or any mental health illness or situation doesn't mean you're automatically going to get therapy. But I want you to understand that therapy is not a negative thing. It's probably the number one thing that can help you become stronger and help you through this. So how do you talk to your parents about your depression without them putting you in therapy? If they're good parents, they'll probably put you in therapy. So it's a great thing. Do you think it would be beneficial for everyone to go see a therapist? Yes, I think it is the number one best thing you can possibly do for yourself, and I don't think it's a weakness. I think it's literally just becoming stronger. Now, finding the right therapist is a very difficult thing to do, and also affording a therapist is a very difficult thing to do. If you are looking to talk to your own personal therapist, what I do is I use BetterHelp. Now, this is not sponsored, this is not paid or anything like that. This is me just making a recommendation to you. I get constant DMs asking for life advice, and I'm not qualified or I'm not licensed, so I can't necessarily always give you guys advice. But if you go to betterhelp.com/Joey, then you can sign up, and that's what I use. My therapist's name is Joanne, and she's lovely, and we talk about my breakups, my new life existency, and why I want to be on this earth, and all my problems. It's great. She's great. I love her. But yes, I think going to a therapist is the best thing you can do. Would you love someone with self-harm scars? What the? Okay, it's a valid question. I know that's a valid question, but what the I don't know how to put this into words. Love is not an appearance. Love is not something that you are necessarily attracted to. When somebody's in love with you, they fall in love with every single thing. If you're asking me specifically, I can't answer that. I have to fall in love with the person inside, the person behind the scar. You have to understand that there's a whole you under the first layer that you see. There's a heart, there's a mind, there's a soul, there's a whole living being there's my garbage can opened. Okay, it's closed. There's a whole human inside of you, and for somebody to base their love off your self-harm scars, that's not somebody that you want to fall in love with. You want to fall in love with somebody where that's not even a question. Would you love someone even though I have been sexually assaulted, have self-harm scars, have an eating disorder? What would you do if you found out that someone you knew had been through a sexual assault and had turned to self-harm or an eating disorder? Okay, those are two very big questions. I've been through sexual assault. An eating disorder, I've never experienced that. Now, would someone still love you if you've been sexually assaulted or have self-harm scars or an eating disorder? That shouldn't be the reason they love you, but that shouldn't stand in the way of somebody loving you. I don't really know how to answer this in a very cookie cutter way other than love is real. Love is out there. Love is love, and love is a lot deeper than what you see on the first layer of your skin or what you've been through. It's who you are. It's everything that you will be. It is you. And if somebody is basing off of the stuff that you couldn't even control, that's something that you went through, well, that's not somebody you want to fall in love with. Your scars, your stories, your body, it's yours. And I want you to own it. I want you to take this question and I want you to fucking own it to the point where you're not scared to tell people, hey, I've been through this and I'm still fucking here. You should be so proud of yourself. You've been through so much that, you know, people should want to date somebody as strong as you. What are some coping mechanisms to help deal with anxiety? So ever since I posted I filmed my anxiety attacks for a week video where I got, is that like 3.5 million views, which is insane. Thank you. Also terrifying for me. A lot of people ask me about coping mechanisms as if I'm gonna have all the answers, and the truth is I don't. What I recommend on the daily is drink lots of water, less coffee, or if coffee makes you feel good, drink coffee. Sometimes I think the process of making a coffee, whether it's an iced coffee or it's a latte or it's going out to get a coffee, I think the process of that makes me less anxious. That really helps me. I love working out, I love hanging out with friends, and I love staying hydrated. Drinking water is huge, huge, huge thing. Now I know we're trying to save the world right now, but one thing that really helps me with anxiety is carrying around a plastic water bottle. I'm trying to switch it into a reusable water bottle, and I'm doing a pretty good job. I have about like 7 or 8 reusable water bottles because I like changing them up to make them feel different, make them feel like new situations and everything like that. But I think always having that, always taking a sip, always staying hydrated. This is gonna be gross, but always keeping your mouth like wet, moist. I think it's a really, really good thing. There are so many different coping mechanisms that work for so many different people, but try, number one, just stay healthy, eat right, drink right, sleep right, and work out. Having a healthy lifestyle can lead to a lot of happiness. How do you get yourself out of a motivational slump? I'm in second semester senior in college, about to graduate, and the future is so scary. So I'm kind of just shutting down mentally, motivationally. It's hard to know and actually take the first steps to get myself out of this rut. This is tough. Now, I've been in but what was that word? I've been in a motivational slump for a very long time. A lot of people are so inspired by how I create so much content, how I get up every single day and talk about what I talk about. And the reason is because I'm so passionate about what I talk about. So in school, you're a senior in college, I hope that you are taking something that you really like and really enjoy. I hope it is something that really gets you out of bed every day and you're excited to go work on it. I think having something every single day, whether it is going to school or whether it's going to get a coffee the next day or going to work out, I find having that thing for the next day, creating that routine, making a list, scheduling yourself is gonna keep you so motivated to get up and go do stuff. Have that fucking checklist. I don't know why I swore there. Have that checklist and cross it off every day. Cross off things you want to do. So the night before, write down, all right, I gotta wake up, I gotta take a hefty poop. You drank a lot of coffee. Don't be weird, it's natural. Then next thing you know, I gotta take a nice shower so I feel clean, get that filth off of me, and then I gotta go to class, finish this, and then I'm gonna hang out with Alyssa. And you know, what's gonna happen? And I'm gonna hang out with Troy, and maybe we're gonna bump uglies, and we're gonna have a good time. Have you ever gone to therapy? I know you guys like tease me for talking about this, but when I went through all my head injuries, I got a concussion, I had to stay in like a dark room for 121 days, I became very depressed, I became very sad, I became very suicidal, my parents were terrified. I went to a therapist, I went to like 5 or 6 therapists. I couldn't find the right one, but it was also the best thing I did. I became so much stronger, very knowledgeable on what I was talking about and who I was, and hearing it from other people, and I'm just like, no, that's not me. But hearing them, just opening up my mind to the idea of somebody else looking at my life was really impactful for me, and it really, really helped. So going to therapy was the best thing I did, and I've been a lot. I haven't been in the past, oh my God, it's been like 5 years, but I do create this content for myself and it helps me be me. So I do help myself, and then I also use BetterHelp. Any tips on not being ashamed of your mental illness? Right now, it's kind of tough because the stigma became more of a trend. Everyone's like kind of trendy to tweet about anxiety, like, oh my God, I have freaking anxiety. My anxieties of anxieties. Like, that's a stupid fucking t-shirt. Whoever makes that, burn it. There are people out here suffering a great amount. And to be ashamed is something that we should never feel. I've never felt ashamed about owning up to my mental illness, but now I kind of do because I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm just like all the other girls. Why did I assume it was a girl? Guys just hide their feelings a lot. Don't be ashamed. Who you are, it's what you're going through, and it's what's gonna make you a lot stronger when you're going through it and building yourself. Don't be ashamed. Don't. I know that's not a tip, but just maybe hearing it from me might help. Just don't. I'm here, you're here, we're going through something, and we're gonna make it out okay. And here's where it gets sexual. Does masturbation affect your mental health? Can we Google that? Does masturbation help your mental health? Masturbation does not cause depression, okay? It is natural, pleasurable activity that may boost self-esteem and help a person explore their sexuality. Now again, I'm not an expert. I have literally no idea. Oh wait, the next question is mental health affected by masturbation or sex? It just answered us there. It is not. There's no depression from it. Obviously, it can be an addiction. Sex can be an addiction. I guess my personal, this is where I get uncomfortable. With my personal experience with it, I think it can relieve a lot of tension. If you're feeling very built up and you're feeling very stressed, you know, having a little happy hour to yourself, playing a little 5-on-1 could help. And if there's any guys watching, if you want to distribute some free literature, it could definitely help you, and it could definitely not help you. I think it's different to each person, but it could take off some tension. Just don't dry out the well, all right? Now we're gonna choose one last one, and I think it's pretty interesting. And I think a lot of people can relate to this. It says, I don't think I'm depressed, but when I look back at my old journals, I seem depressed or like really messed up in the head. I think right there, that is something that you should be so proud of. I think that is something that is showing you growth. You literally went or came from a time in your life where you were so deep down in the pit, and well, it showed you that you can climb out of it. It takes some hard work, it takes getting your hands dirty, but you're here now. You're able to write this message to me, and you're able to submit it and have the world hear it. When I was going through the hardest time of my life, I thought I wasn't gonna make it. Yet my entire career is based off being a mental health advocate and showing how strong people can be. There's a lot of passion, there's a lot of hope, and there's a lot of strength in you. And I make these videos to show you that it's there, and I want you to see it. I want you to feel it. I want you to own up to it. And maybe looking back at your own journals and seeing where you are now, seeing that, oh, you were crying over a boy, and yeah, maybe you were crying about a boy, and now you're stressed about school, and the next thing you know, maybe you have a kid on the way. And then that kid on the way is gonna make school look so small. It's gonna make being stressed out about a boy be so petite and minuscule when you have the love of your life and you're having a child with. It's showing you that you are getting stronger. So I think that journal is a great thing. I think looking back at it all is a great thing. Just know where you are now and where you came from. I think that's awesome. And I guess, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely did. I thought it was gonna be a little more awkward. I thought it was gonna be a lot heavier. Don't make it heavier. I like it like this. And if you guys wanna see more Let's Get Uncomfortables, give this a big thumbs up. The channel is slowly dying because it always dies during Coachella or exam seasons. So I'd love to get it popping again, love to create more content for you guys, and I'd love to see you guys watch it. So make sure you leave a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to support me in everything I do, there's a Patreon link down below. You can donate $1 and you get an extra podcast along with my Happy Times podcast. You can get that on Patreon. So thank you guys very much. Stay beautiful, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, there's also merch on sale. Yeah, if you use the code Last Chance, we're getting rid of the happy hoodies. Anyways, stay beautiful. That's a heavy thing to leave you with, but I'll talk to you guys later.